This is a video about Mumia Abu-Jamal. None of them house niggas that been out there capping for them illegal migrants put their boots on the ground for Mumia Abu-Jamal, but they putting their boots on the ground for these illegal migrants. And you wonder why I'm pissed? Let's get into this video. Mumia Abu-Jamal going blind, right? One of our political leaders that's locked up since the 70s, and everyone is turning the other cheek. The free illegal migrants, but get back at the ranch, our own peoples are still incarcerated. Y'all people are disgusting.
Prisoners, Mumia Abu-Jamal was arrested on this day in 1981 for the murder of Philadelphia police officer Daniel Faulkner, for which Mumia Abu-Jamal has always claimed innocence. Amnesty International and human rights groups have found he was deprived of a fair trial. His lawyers say evidence shows his trial was tainted by judicial bias and police and prosecutorial misconduct, like withholding of evidence, bribing or coercing witnesses to lie. Evidence in boxes discovered in the Philadelphia District Attorney's Office by DA Larry Krasner in 2019 includes notes from one of two key witnesses to prosecutors requesting, quote, the money owed to me, unquote. Mumia Abu-Jamal was an award-winning journalist, member of the Philadelphia chapter of the Black Panther Party, ultimately sentenced to death, but went on to write 15 books and record a weekly column while a global movement built around his case. He spent 29 years in solitary confinement. In 2012, Mumia Abu-Jamal was moved from death row to the general prison population after a federal appeals court in 2011 upheld the overturning of his death sentence by a federal judge, citing improper jury instructions, and prosecutors agreed to a life sentence rather than a new sentencing hearing. Mumia Abu-Jamal is now 71 years old, was recently blind for 8 months until he had cataract surgery, but needs more medical care to prevent him from permanently losing his vision. Dozens of his supporters who hope to draw attention to his claims of medical neglect are on a 103-mile, 12-day march that's ending today in Frackville, Pennsylvania, where Mumia is imprisoned at SCI Mahanoy.
I'm taking that long walk because the walk of freedom is a long walk. And we do it with an intense, extra motivated passion because we just lost a bold freedom fighter, Imam Jamel Abdullah Alameen, in the clutches of the state. And that should not have happened. So under no circumstances can we allow the state to take any more of our freedom fighters. It's time to give them all the health care he needs.
In a minute, we'll speak with someone on the march and a member of Mumia Abu-Jamal's legal team. But first, this is a prison radio commentary that he recorded in August titled Mumia's Vision, a Message for the Movement.
I have been reluctant to talk about my eye problems. The reasons may have eluded some, but I explained that, in the context of being in prison, any sign of weakness is to be avoided at all costs. These are, unlike many other institutions in society, heavily male and therefore gender conscious in a way that society is not. Weakness brings predation. So I kept it quiet, and I kept it quiet simply because I wrongly believed that once I got examined and once it was clear that this was a real, visual, contextual problem, that I would get a rather quick response. Boy, was I wrong. I was, as the saying goes, as wrong as 2 left feet. What I got was evaluation after evaluation after evaluation after evaluation, literally. It was only when I went outside and those...
Where the Cory Bookers and all them house niggas at, y'all?
Were repeated by a
Hakeem Jeffers, where all them niggas at?
that the ball began to roll.
Jasmine
And
Crockett.
even then, the ball rolled exceedingly slowly. I have been, for all
Maxine Waters, where's she at? She always got something to say.
read,
Where's she at,
unable to
y'all?
write, unable to see anything more than the masthead of a newspaper, and not even.
But they fight for illegal migrants.
Blurry television, bursts of color. The television is my radio now.
Mumia Abu-Jamal speaking from prison. SCI State Correctional Institution, Mahanoy, in Pennsylvania.
In Pennsylvania.
For more, we're joined by Larry.
You got all these
Chair of
black
People's
leaders
Organization for
in
Progress,
Pennsylvania.
One of the elders on the march for Mumia. He is in Frackville,
That's in the
Pennsylvania, where
house.
the prison is, and here in New York, one of Mumia's lawyers, Noel Hanrahan.
But telling y'all Donald Trump is
Prison Radio,
racist.
which has been reporting
Make it
and
make sense,
distributing
y'all.
Mumia's commentaries from prison since
They
1992.
racist to their own peoples.
Larry, let's begin with you. You're on this more than 100 march that's ending today. Why did you march? What are you calling for?
Look.
Good morning, Amy. Good morning, Juan. Good morning, Noel. We are marching to free Mumia and free all political prisoners.
I'm saying
We are
they ain't talking that
marching
talk.
to draw attention to Mumia's medical problems, but more importantly, to demand that he get the surgery and medical treatment he needs. We are marching for humane treatment for all prisoners.
Where Hakeem Jefferson, Cory Booker's, and all them house niggas at, y'all?
I'm a witness to the fact that we have an aging prison population, and like Mumia, many of them are not getting the medical care.
Where
they
Al
need.
Sharpton at,
So
y'all?
we're marching today.
Where the
to demand
NAACP
freedom
at,
for
y'all?
Mumia and all political prisoners, and to demand
Make it make
that
sense,
Mumia,
y'all.
Get the urgent surgery and medical treatment he needs.
And Noel, I'd like to ask you, in terms of his battle for health care, Mumia's battle for health care, why has it been so difficult for him to get that health care?
In healthcare in this country, and in particular for prisoners, there are contracts by WellPath.
Why
that
Obama ain't
specifically
speak out
state
on him,
that
y'all?
they limit ophthalmological care in
Why
prison.
Kamala Harris ain't
On-site
speak out? Why Joe Biden
monitoring.
ain't speak out for him,
They do
y'all?
not send people routinely out.
But they
for
was freeing
special
other
care.
motherfuckers, though.
We
They was
had to
pardoning
fight
other
the
motherfuckers,
Abolitionist
though.
Law Center, the lawyers, and the movement had to come together to demand that Mumia get care just for post-cataract surgery. When we got facts by WellPath that specifically state that they limit ophthalmological care in prison to on-site monitoring. They do not send people routinely out for specialist care. We had to fight the Abolitionist Law Center, the lawyers, and the movement had to come together to demand that Mumia get care just for post-cataract surgery. When we got the specialists to look at Mumia, they discovered two other conditions that could mean that he loses his eyesight permanently if he is not treated. He has not been treated for these conditions since June.
Wow. Wow.
What are you demanding right now?
That Mumia get specialist care for his glaucoma and his diabetic.
Look who fighting for Mumia, y'all.
and that he
Is it Cory
is
Booker?
given the treatment that he deserves.
Is it
We're
Hakeem
not just
Jeffers?
calling for Mumia, because
Is
there
it
are
Jasmine
many
Crockett?
inmates. They know who's blind in prison. They're refusing care to.
Is it Maxine Waters? Who is it, y'all? Who fighting for Mumia, y'all?
Ophthalmological care particularly limited.
I don't know if it's particularly limited. It's the one we've researched right now. I believe that they likely limit all care that might cost them money, like our lawsuit for Hep C care in 2017 that won CARE, the first preliminary injunction for Hep C care. They did not treat Mumia with a fast-acting cure for 2 years, causing likely the diabetic retinopathy.
Wow.
And Noel,
Wow.
has a supposedly progressive DA, the district attorney Krasner, who his own office
Krasner?
found
Not Krasner from Philadelphia.
files on Mumia
That racist bastard.
bias in his trial. Why has there been no movement by the DA to reopen this case?
I think the DA has been pressured to actively litigate this case by being impeached by the Pennsylvania Senate, also by being called up in a special, there was a King's Bench petition that deposed Larry that asked him.
Where's Cheryl Parker at, y'all? Ain't she connected with Larry Krasner?
Mumia is the third rail in Philadelphia. He is, like everyone else in prison, the 5,000 people that are serving life without possibility of parole just in Pennsylvania. He's one of a class of many. And Krasner, he will do the right thing. He's elected by the people. He's elected by the abolitionist ecosystem. We have an obligation to make it impossible for him to not support us, but there's pressure.
And on what grounds are you asking for his case to be reopened now?
There are 3 ways that any lifer can get out. It would be a post-conviction relief application, which we are developing, that he doesn't have one in court right now. His last one was denied in March by a lower court that did not fairly review his case. He can also go through the pardon board, which is a 5-member panel, and also the governor.
Why ain't Joe Biden and Harris pardoning?
Compassionate release, which is
why ain't Obama pardoning? God damn it.
Finally, if you
They
can
pardon these other
comment,
motherfuckers,
Larry,
though.
on what you're doing today in front of the prison in Frackville, Pennsylvania, what this more than 100-mile march has meant for you. You're about the same age
In Pennsylvania,
as Abu-Jamal.
where they passing crown hair laws, acts,
and our birthdays are
and our brothers still sitting behind bars,
yesterday
going
we
blind.
reached the 100-mile mark, and today we will march the last 3 miles to Mahanoy Prison, where Mumia is incarcerated. We will have a press conference and a rally there to once again make the call for Mumia to get the medical care that he needs, and for all prisoners, especially our elders, to get the medical care
And
that they
Noel
need.
Hanrahan, 10 seconds.
It's relief from the inside out. This was built by prisoners. It was built by prisoners' families, the Abolitionist Law Center, Salim Holbrook, Brett Grody, the lead attorney. We are going to win and create
Salute.
we deserve.
Noah Hanrahan is one of Mumia Abu-Jamal's attorneys and founder and producer of Prison Radio. Larry Hamm is chair of the People's Organization for Progress on the March for Mumia, speaking to us from Frackville, Pennsylvania, where he is imprisoned. I'm Amy Goodman with Juan Gonzalez.
Joe Biden did what? This dude killed 2 FBI agents, and he got what?
Sentence of Leonard Peltier a short time before Donald Trump was sworn into office. Peltier was a Native American rights activist and sentenced for the killing of 2 FBI agents in South Dakota, escaping federal
Killing
prison
the
in
who?
1975. He has spent nearly a half-century in prison, and
What
now at the age
Mumia
of 80
do?
is
Come
suffering
on,
health
y'all.
issues. The
They
commutation
pardoned
of the
this
sentence
dude?
will allow him to spend
Commuted this
remaining
dude?
days in home confinement, but it does not mean he is pardoned for his crimes.
Wow.
President Joe Biden, in one of his last acts in office, decided to commute the sentence of Leonard Peltier.
Wow.
Peltier was a prominent member of the American Indian
Who
movement.
killed 2 FBI
the
agents.
movement among the tribes
God damn it.
that gained fame through the Wounded Knee occupation in the Pine Ridge in 1973. Peltier was convicted in the deaths of 2 FBI agents on the reservation.
Wow.
He had sought to have the
Wow.
sentence commuted rather than be pardoned because he felt like being pardoned would be an indication that he was guilty of something and needed to be pardoned for it. Peltier always maintained his innocence and believed that he was wrongfully convicted in this
What
crime.
that sound like,
Law
y'all?
enforcement officers and former FBI agents and prosecutors have strongly opposed this. They believe
Who that sound like,
Peltier
y'all?
was responsible for these
Look.
killings and deserved to remain in prison and serve out
Indian
the rest of
Reserve.
his
Who,
life
who
sentences.
Kamala Harris said she was
He part
Indian,
of the
right?
American Indian movement.
Huh?
It was, an
Didn't
important
Kamala
movement
Harris
for
say she was
Native
Indian? She
American
wasn't African American?
and many
And look who they
tribes have sought
commuted.
to have him released through clemency or parole or other means over the years.
In federal prison, Native American activist Leonard Peltier arrived home this afternoon in North Dakota. This is video of the folks who came to Devil's Lake International Airport to welcome him
Devil's
this
Lake.
afternoon.
Former President Biden commuted Peltier's life in prison.
Trump did and pardon Mumia, Trump.
The action was cheered
Did
by some,
and pardon Mumia
opposed by
Abu-Jamal. The
others.
man
Eric
going
Schultz
blind.
on an international story. with
He's
local
innocent.
connections.
Yeah, Kevin and Lindsay family.
Philadelphia part of the Go Along, Get Along gang anyway, Trump. Pardon Mumia Abu-Jamal, King.
Mountain Reservation in Belcourt.
I'ma hashtag you in this video.
80-year-old Leonard Peltier was released Tuesday morning from a federal prison in Florida.
And it was the auto pen. It wasn't the real deal Holyfield. It was the auto pen who did it.
Peltier's sister Sheila says she
Lock his ass back up and free. Pardon Mumia Abu-Jamal.
Thanking those who championed for his release.
I thank them from the bottom of my heart.
Back in 1977,
Killed 2 FBI agents.
Killings of 2 FBI agents on the Pine Ridge Reservation in South Dakota. Investigators say Peltier and 2 other men started firing at the
He gets special privileges.
Case file is posted online.
God damn it.
You can see the photos from the scene, including the bullet holes in the agents' vehicles. Peltier maintained he did not murder the 2 agents during the confrontation. Despite defense claims on falsified evidence, Peltier was sentenced to life in prison. Earlier this year, former President Biden commuted Peltier's prison sentence to home confinement.
Home confinement.
Walk open doors and to be here on his home res in Turtle Mountain.
Wow.
Is a very
Wow.
we're here to witness history.
We caught up with
Wow, witnessing history. Wow.
Belcourt's late father, Clyde Belcourt,
Wow.
the movement in Minneapolis had long pushed for Peltier's release.
Leonard has been the face of Native resistance.
Wow. So what was Mumia? God damn it.
Peltier had been described by some as a political prisoner, as he had previously advocated for tribal rights as a member of the American Indian movement before his arrest.
He would be happy that Leonard can.
It was behind Kamala Harris because she Indian, right? Ain't that what she said?
Belcourt knows his
God
late
damn
father
it.
would be proud of this moment.
King Trump, Mumia Abu-Jamal, pardon, commuting.
Makes my heart feel good for our people.
Peltier was not pardoned in the case by President Biden. Instead, Biden mentioned Peltier's significant health issues as a
Well,
reason
Mumia Abu-Jamal got a health issue. The man's going blind. Fuck is the difference?
The FBI director opposed commuting Peltier's sentence. Kevin?
Okay. Comma? Yes, please. Okay, because the Indian in me,
The Indian.
I feel like my parents, my dad will watch this.
Just don't call me auntie.
What she mean by that? What's funny about that, y'all? Don't call me auntie. We call our aunties in the hood and aunts.
Okay, is an Indian recipe.
Yes.
Indian recipe.
Yes.
You are Indian.
Yes.
You are
Okay, and I don't know
Indian.
that everybody
What
knows
is she?
that, but I thought today, is an Indian recipe.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
you are Indian.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, and I don't know that everybody knows that, but I find that wherever I go and I see Indian people at the supermarket, on the street, everyone's like, you know Kamala Harris is Indian, right? It's like our thing we're so excited
What is she?
about it on the street. Everyone's like, you know Kamala Harris is Indian, right? It's like our thing we're so excited
That's how
about
Leonard Peltier got his goddamn commute. God damn it. Huh?
So we're both Indian,
Yes.
but actually we're both South Indian.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You look like the entire one half of my family.
Okay, thank you.
You do.
Thank you.
I've been telling people
You
we're
do.
related already,
Yeah.
so this is perfect.
Uh-huh.
It's basically true.
That Vice President Kamala Harris is only on the ticket because she is a black woman.
Well, I can say no, I think it's maybe a little bit different. So I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much. And she was always of Indian heritage.
Facts.
She was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black.
Facts.
Until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She is
a long time indirectly, not directly very much. And she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black.
Facts.
Until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She has always
But you know
identified
what?
as a black woman.
No, she haven't.
Either one.
No, she
I
haven't.
respect either one, but she obviously doesn't.
Facts.
Because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn, and she became a black person.
Just to be clear, sir,
We're gonna cook today. Is an Indian recipe.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
you are Indian.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, and I don't know that everybody knows
You're
that,
Indian.
but I find that wherever
Guess
I go,
everybody didn't
and
know
I see
that, right?
people
Because
at
they
the
damn sure
supermarket,
didn't.
on the street,
Because they was
everyone's
calling
like,
her
"Oh,
black.
Harris is Indian, right? It's like our thing we're so excited about to have you running for president.
Yeah.
So we're both Indian,
Yes.
but actually we're both South Indian.
Yes. You look like the entire one half of my family.
Entire one half of her family.
I've been telling
God
people
damn
we're
it.
related already,
Yeah.
so this is perfect. It's basically,
Yes. You look like the entire one half of my family.
okay, thank you.
You do.
I've been telling people
You
we're
do.
related already,
Yeah.
so this is perfect. It's basically true.
Reparations for black people.
Well, listen, again, we had over 200 years of slavery. We had Jim Crow for almost a century. We
know all that.
Legalized discrimination.
She didn't ask you that.
And now we have...
That wasn't the question.
Segregation and discrimination.
That was not the question. The question was asked, do you...
We have disparities around housing.
It's
we
crazy.
Have disparities around education. We have disparities around income.
She's not answering the
we
question.
have to recognize that everybody did not start out
Do you
on
support reparations for blacks? That was the question.
And in particular, black people have not.
No.
And so we have got to recognize
Do
that
you
and do something
support
about that.
reparations for
Give folks a lift
blacks?
up. That's why, for example, I'm proposing the LIFT Act.
What is the LIFT
Give
Act?
people who are making $100,000 or less as a family a tax credit, which will benefit and uplift 60% of black families who are in poverty.
So by default, it affects black families, but there's not a particular policy for African Americans that you would explore.
No, if you look at
See that? Heard that?
the reality of who will benefit from certain policies, when you take into account that they're not
Stop
starting
explaining.
at
You ain't
the
answered
same
the
place, and
question.
they're not starting on equal footing.
The question was
It will
asked, do you
directly
support
benefit
reparations for blacks?
black children, black families, black
That was the
homeowners.
question.
Because the
You tap
disparities
dancing
are so
around that
significant.
shit.
So if we focus on the specific issues that have resulted in the greatest disparities, and we understand that that's part of why we're doing it. Listen, the reality also is this. Any policy that will benefit black people will benefit all of society. Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people.
No.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people.
Wow.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people.
She's not black, that's what I heard. That she's Indian. Continuing, her father's white. That's what I was told. I mean, I haven't watched the news in a few days. I was told that they discovered her father was white.
I want you to hear exactly what this man had to say.
I'm speaking to men directly. Part of it makes me think that, well, you just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president. That's not acceptable.
Respectfully, President Obama, what you said is not acceptable. Is it possible that the only reason some black folks may not be inclined to vote, or they may be a bit disenchanted, or dare I say may even be willing to go as far as voting for Trump, is it possible that it's policy as opposed to misogyny, inflation, the cost of living, the price of gas, the price of groceries? That don't matter? When the mayor in New York was talking about $53 million in prepaid credit cards for immigrants who came across our borders illegally and having prepaid credit cards for them. And I said, wait a minute, black folks been starving for years, we ain't get that.
I intend to fight for Black Lives Matters. I intend to fight.
If Black Lives Matter to her, why didn't I matter?
I don't agree what Kamala Harris did to my mom. And I don't agree with what she's done to other parents as well.
My message to all Americans, especially Black Americans, do not trust Kamala Harris. Message to all Americans, especially Black Americans, do not trust Kamala Harris.
I'm so proud of you right now. Because you walked all the way down here and I wasn't expecting you to walk.
My daughter, Shayla, suffers from sickle cell anemia, a chronic, painful genetic disease.
As a prosecutor and law enforcement, I have a huge stick.
It's a very sharp, stabbing pain, and it hurts a whole lot. Like from my chest all the way down, it hurts, including my side.
So I decided I was going to start prosecuting parents for truancy.
When Kamala Harris was the California Attorney General, she had me arrested and prosecuted because my handicapped daughter was sick in the hospital and had missed some days of school.
I spent a majority of my time here at the hospital.
Kamala's horrible policies hurt mothers like me and the Black community. My name is Sheree Peoples, and this is my story.
I spent a majority of my time here at the hospital.
Kamala's horrible policies hurt mothers like me and the Black community. My name is Sheree Peoples, and this is my story. I am a single mother. I've worked as a certified nursing assistant and a caregiver. My daughter Shayla was born in 2002. When she was born, she was diagnosed with sickle cell anemia. It affects all major organs in the body and also causes extreme pain. Her whole life, she has been on medications like morphine and Dilaudid to help her control the pain. In addition, she had to undergo blood transfusions every 3 weeks. My lifestyle became taking care of her almost full time. It is pretty typical for kids with Shayla disability to miss a lot of school.
I just got out of school. I've done 3 full days this week. Oh, I'm so tired.
And for years, the teachers were aware of her condition and her absences were all excused. California schools get their state and federal funding based off of average daily attendance. Schools are paid about $30 per student per day.
In San Francisco, we threatened the parents of truants with prosecution.
I first heard of Kamala Harris when she got elected California Attorney General.
We are putting parents on notice. We are going to make sure that you face the full force and consequences of the law.
She wrote a report saying truancy was costing California schools $1.4 billion a year in funding.
Because of truancy, California public schools lose $1.4 billion a year in funding.
I want money.
Wow.
Kamala then wrote a law making it criminal for parents if their kids miss school time. Kamala even wrote a book called Smart on Crime.
You can read an excerpt from the book that she just plugged shamelessly. It's called Smart on Crime.
Talking about arresting parents for truancy.
I sent a letter on my letterhead out to every parent in the public school system.
In 2012, like all California parents, I received a threatening letter from Kamala Harris saying we'll go to jail for a year if our kids even miss 10% of school days. It was like a crazy intimidation tactic.
I'm going to start prosecuting parents for truancy.
I thought, wow, this woman doesn't have any empathy. Is it because she's not a mother? I also thought,
because she ain't
how
black.
could she not understand it would disproportionately affect people of color, single black mothers? But honestly, I didn't imagine it could affect me. Her teachers had her medical records from the Children's Hospital. I even had a 504 plan, which was an agreement between the school district and the parents to provide care for students with disabilities. It was April 18th, 2013, in the morning. I'm in my pajamas. I had just fed my daughter, gave her medications, sent her off to school. Little did I know, there was a warrant out for my arrest. All of a sudden, the police is outside my house, and they started banging on the door. I opened up my door, and 2 officers entered my home. They told me I was under arrest for my child missing school. They said I was going to jail. I was shocked. I said, but my baby is sick. The school knows that. And they said, go talk to Kamala Harris. Place your hands behind your back.
My mom did nothing wrong. We did everything we were supposed to. I was always bringing doctor's notes, always calling the school to let them know that I was in the hospital.
Then they handcuff me. So they take me outside for what you call a perk walk. And oh my God, the TV news was there. The newspapers were there. You could swear I had killed somebody. It was degrading and humiliating. I was taken to the Criminal Justice Center. They took my mugshot. I was fingerprinted like a criminal, and I was terrified.
And it felt like I caused her so much pain. Because in reality, it is because of me, even though I know it's not directly.
You got a disability, baby girl.
Sorry.
It's that ignorant ass Kamala Harris.
The Orange County Register showed
Indian
pictures
bitch
of my arrest. They even had a close-up picture of my hands in handcuffs. to show here's a black mother being arrested.
It was a truancy rate at over 2.5 times that of white students.
Everyone knew most truant kids were black. I think
Right.
Kamala Harris wanted me as an example to threaten other single black mothers, like this can happen
For a
to
campaign.
you if you don't get your kids in class. The police even put out a press release naming me and other black single mothers like Toya Daniels who got arrested the same day. But my hell was just beginning. They gave me 2 charges. Failure to supervise and encourage school attendance. Failure to supervise and encourage school attendance, and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. I couldn't believe it. They framed my daughter as a gang member and basically charged me with neglect. I spent the next 2 years in court fighting these charges. Kamala assigned her nastiest prosecutors to my case.
My homicide prosecutors, my gang prosecutors. And they went over there and I said, when you go over there, look really mean.
Wow.
Like 10 different prosecutors.
It's funny.
They kept pressuring me to plead guilty and spend a year in jail. But I kept refusing because I did nothing wrong. All the time I had to spend going to court, I was struggling to care for my shame. I lost my job and couldn't pay rent, and we got evicted. I became homeless. We had to move into a motel.
And I ended up being in the hospital a lot during her trial. And in that hospital stay was when I had my stroke. I had a stroke about 4 or 5 days ago. And right now I'm doing pretty good. My hand is doing okay, I guess.
In 2015, after 2 years, they finally just gave up and dismissed my case. In 2018, the Supreme Court of California ruled that truancy cannot be punished by incarceration. It was unconstitutional. The courts finally stopped Kamala Harris' abuses. When I look back, I ask, why did Kamala Harris arrest me? Why was Kamala Harris so insensitive to a black woman with a handicapped child? Well, first, I learned that Kamala Harris has no common experience with black people. She grew up with an Indian mother. I remember she kept saying she was...
Y'all hear that?
To become the first Indian senator in U.S. history, which would be quite an accomplishment.
Not good.
What we're going to cook today is an Indian recipe.
Yes.
Because you are Indian.
Yes.
And I learned she grew up in Canada, not in the United States, and went to a wealthy high school. I think in Canada, she must not
part of
have
the
been
sorority
exposed to
sisters.
American values. Which
That's the only
respects
connection
the
she got
rights
with
of
niggas
individuals.
from that Divine
When Kamala
Nine
Harris
bullshit in
ran for
college.
president in 2019, they asked her about arresting people like me, and she just lied her ass off.
The truancy program got a lot of criticism too. Did you actually lock anybody up?
No, we never locked anybody up. We never
Wow.
sent anyone to jail. And no parent went to jail. And we did prosecute some cases. But far few, only about 20.
It's ironic because Kamala helped raise money to bail out murderers, rioters, and thieves. But she thought I belonged
Leonard
in jail
Peltier.
because I
Peltier.
had a handicapped child. To me, Kamala is fake. She just
Fake than a
repeats
motherfucker.
stupid things like unburdened.
What can be unburdened by what has been? What can be unburdened by what has been? I can
Fake than a
imagine what can
motherfucker.
be and be unburdened by what has been. You know?
I found out she only became Attorney General because she was a mistress to the mayor
Willie
of
Brown.
San Francisco Mayor, Willie Brown.
Well, that brown young joint.
And today I see she tries appealing to black audiences by putting on fake urban accents.
And we're gonna do it again in 2024.
Black people are very down to earth. This is insulting to us.
You better thank a union member for vacation time.
Kamala, how stupid do you think we are? And I saw Kamala's Twitter photo. That's from like 20 years ago. She's 60 years old today. Even with the heavy makeup, you can see she's 60. I've seen her pretending to be talking on the phone, avoiding the press. She's a terrible actress. She was calling young people stupid.
What else do we know about this population, 18 through 24? They
are stupid.
Wow.
With Kamala, we can't even
Wow.
say Merry Christmas.
How dare we speak Merry Christmas? How dare we?
The laugh is so insincere.
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree? We have to stay woke. Like everybody needs to be woke.
And yeah, I am radical. All this woke and radical stuff doesn't
Bullshit.
do anything for me as a single black mother. All it got me was inflation that hurt me and my kids. Grocery store prices are crazy. I can't pay for food on my income.
On their watch. And they trying to put that shit on Trump. That shit was on their watch.
Undocumented across the border as criminals. Black people has been in America for 400 years, but Kamala pushes us to the back of the line behind illegals.
Facts.
Why? As border
See, Mumia Abu-Jamal still sitting incarcerated going blind. He ain't even get commuted.
Just so they can get more government money.
Or pardon, goddammit. Trump pardon Mumia Abu-Jamal, okay?
They get free housing, and I'm struggling to
guarantee you the whole black revolution turn red.
And
You a flipping red.
in our neighborhood. We don't need Venezuelan gangs.
To this day, at 22 years old, I suffer from.
Find out about them classified documents who was spraying that city.
Kamala Harris owes me an apology and
We need some answers around this motherfucker, man.
She did to us.
My values have not.
Trump, we need some answers.
Look, I am.
They was
not a
spraying them
political
peoples
person,
down there.
But I
them
want
people got
to
cancer
know
and all
what
types
Kamala
of
Harris
shit
has
from the
did
government.
to me. If she do it to me, she will abuse anyone.
And Mumia Abu-Jamal need to be pardoned.